Hi friends, this is your Yoganandam, biology lecturer from Edall Academy YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss one of the biology full syllabus mock test paper with detailed solutions. Especially the students those are preparing for NEET examination, for them this video is prepared. From this paper, we are going to discuss totally there are 90 questions with detailed solutions. Before going to the topic, those who are watching our channel, you are requested to like, subscribe and share to your friends. Let us discuss a question and answer with detailed solutions. Question number 1. The dry wooden stakes, if driven into a small crack in a rock and then soaked, can develop enough pressure to split the rock. Such pressure is built up through the phenomena of imbibition. Imbibition is phenomena of absorption of water or any other form of liquid on solid surface without forming a solution. So the answer for this question is option A, imbibition. Question number 2. The number of obligate categories that are always used in a taxonomic hierarchy is. Taxonomic hierarchy is the system of arrangement of taxonomic categories in descending order. It was introduced by Linnaeus in 1751, who initially proposed 5 categories such as class, order, genus, species and variety. However, variety was obtained and 4 new categories were introduced. Thus, the 7 obligate categories in the descending order are kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus and species. So the answer is option A. There are 7 categories. Question number 3. From the following, which is not a characteristic feature of vector PBR 322? PBR 322 was the first artificial cloning vector constructed by Bolivar and Rodriguez in 1977. In PBR 322, P refers to plasmid, BR refers to Bolivar and Rodriguez, the scientists that constructed this plasmid. 322 refers to the number given to distinguish this plasmid from other plasmids developed in some same laboratory. Plasmid PBR 322 contains 2 resistant genes, namely ampicillin resistance, that is AMPR, and tetracycline resistance, that is TET-R. These resistant genes are used as selectable markers. So the answer for this question is option C. Not a characteristic feature of vector PBR 322. Question number 4. Disease chikungunya is transmitted by. Disease chikungunya is transmitted by Aedes mosquito. The chikungunya virus causes chikungunya fever, joint pains and fever are its symptoms. So the answer for this question is option B, Aedes mosquitoes. Question number 5. The sickle cell anemia is. Sickle cell anemia is an autosome linked recessive trait that is transmitted from parents to offspring when both the parents are carrier for a gene. Homozygous offspring show the diseased phenotype. Heterozygous individuals are unaffected of the disease but are carriers. Sickle cell anemia is caused by a change in single base pair of DNA. That means substitution of valine by glutamic acid in B globin chain of hemoglobin. So the answer is option C, an autosomal recessive inheritance. Question number 6. The regulatory proteins are the auxiliary proteins that interact with RNA polymerase and affect its role in transcription. Which of the following statements is true about regulatory proteins? The oberon is a cistron with gene regulation activity basically absorbed in the prokaryotes. The oberon model of prokaryotic gene regulation was proposed by Jacob and Monod. Operons are group of genes coding for related proteins and are arranged in units. It is the part of DNA which act as a single regulated unit having one or more structural gene such as apparator, promoter and regulator gene. So the answer for this question is option D. They can act both as activators and as repressors. So that statement is true about regulatory proteins. Question number 7. The inbreeding for 5 generations led to the production of homozygous transgenic mice. However, these homozygous males or females were infertile. Which of the following approaches is most economical and preferable to obtain heterozygous transgenic animals continuously? Crossing of transgenic mice with wild type mice in earlier generations should be done for continued production of transgenic heterozygous offspring. That is the answer for this question. Breeding helps in the development of animals of genetic purity. It promotes homozygosity and expression of recessive genes in observed. Continuous breeding leads to inbreeding depression, which affects the biological fitness. The answer for this question is option B. Question number 8. Scientist credited for showing the role of penicillin as an antibiotic. Chain and Flory. Antibiotics are chemical substances produced by some microbes and can kill or inhibit the growth of other microorganisms. This antimicrobial substance is widely active against bacteria and fight infections. The first antibiotic penicillin was discovered by Alexander Fleming in the year of 1928. However, its full potential as an effective antibiotic was established by Chain and Howard Florey. So the answer is option D. Question number 9. Which of the following evidence supports the hypothesis about the origin of mitochondria and chloroplast as free living organisms? Endosymbiotic theory was given by Lynn Margulis in 1967. It is evolutionary theory of the origin of eukaryotic cell from prokaryotic cell. An endosymbiont is an organism that lives inside another one. The endosymbiotic hypothesis for origin of mitochondria and chloroplast suggests that mitochondria are descendant from specialized bacteria and ingestion of DNA via endocytosis from another species of prokaryote or other cell type. So the answer for this question is option D, DNA. Question number 10. Match the following. See the first one, synthetic is given. Synthetic is matching with somatic embryogenesis. B is gene cloning. It is matching with third one, polymerase chain reaction. Haploid plants is matching with first one, anther culture seeds. Fourth one, transgenic plants. It is matching with fourth option, recombinant DNA technology. So the correctly matching option is option A. Somatic embryogenesis is involved and is the best choice in the production of artificial seeds. Gene cloning is a process of gene amplification which can be done by performing a polymerase chain reaction. Anther culture is an in vitro plant tissue culture technique used to develop haploid plantlets either through organogenesis or embryogenesis. Recombinant DNA technology is used in the production of transgenic plants. So the correctly matching option is option A. Question number 11. From the following diseases, which is not due to contamination of water? There are various diseases which are spread due to contamination of food and water. The diseases like cholera, typhoid, and jaundice spread due to bad quality of food and water. This contamination can further lead to serious complications. On the other hand, hepatitis B is an infectious disease which is spread by exposure to diseased body fluids. In hepatitis B, liver is infected. Hepatitis B is easily preventable by use of a vaccine. So the answer is option A. Hepatitis B is not transmitted through contaminated water. Question number 12. From the following, which are concerned with asexual reproduction? Budding is a method of asexual reproduction, whereas other follow sexual reproduction. Buds are unicellular structure, develop an outgrowth on one side. The daughter nuclei produced through karyokinesis shift into the bud. So the answer for this question is option A, buds. Question number 13. Choose the incorrect statement. Surgical sterilization procedure such as vasectomy and tubectomy are recommended to small families where the couple wants to delay pregnancy for one or few years. This is because although the procedure is highly effective, the reversibility is very poor. Gonorrhea, it is a type of sexually transmitted disease caused by gonococcus bacterium called Neisseria gonorrhea. Syphilis, it is a type of sexually transmitted disease caused by a bacterium called Treponema pallidum. Concroid, it is a sexually transmitted disease caused by infection with bacteria Haemophilus. Genital warts, it is a type of sexually transmitted disease caused by a human papilloma virus. Genital herpes, it is a type of sexually transmitted disease caused by herpes simplex virus. So the answer for this question is option D. Surgical sterilization procedures for contraception are offered to small families where the couple wants to space pregnancy for one or few years. So that is the incorrect statement. Question number 14. Identify the odd one out. The advantages of cross pollination. Xenogamy, transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of another flower on different plant of same species. This brings change in the genotype as genetically different pollen is utilized. This is allows the recombination of traits. Cross pollination introduces a new set of characteristics from a different parent which help in genetic variation and recombination. So the answer for this question is option D. Cross pollination maintains pure lines. So that is the odd one. Question number 15. How many among the following components are biotic? Soil, pathogen, water, temperature, air, light, slope, decomposers? Abiotic components are non-living factors or physical environmental factors such as climatic, edaphic, or topographic elements prevailing in an ecosystem constitute the abiotic components. Biotic components are living organisms such as plants, animals, pathogens, decomposers, and microorganisms. From the given, pathogen and decomposers are biotic. So the answer for this question is option D, 2. Question number 16. The keystone species deserve protection because they. Keystone species are those which have a specifically high impact on particular ecosystem relative to its population. They play a very critical role in maintaining the structure and function of an ecosystem and influence which other types of plants and animals make up that ecosystem. So the answer is option D. species deserve protection because they play an important role in supporting other species. Question number 17. Secretions of following also helps in the lubrication of penis. Bulbourethral glands, also called as Cowper's gland, are either of two P-shaped glands within the male located beneath the prostate at the start of the interior portion of penis. They secrete an alkaline mucosa-like fluid which helps in neutralizing activity. That means neutralizing the acidity of the vagina and provides lubrication for the penis during sexual intercourse. So the answer is option A. Question number 18. From the four statements regarding secondary growth in dicot root, plant growth are two types, primary growth and secondary growth. In primary growth, length of the plant part increases due to primary meristem. This activity achieved by the process differentiation. By differentiation, primary permanent tissue are formed, primary meristem. In older dicot plants, primary permanent tissue becomes meristematic and produce secondary meristem by the process de-differentiation. Secondary permanent tissue are followed by secondary meristem through the process redifferentiation. So the answer for this question is option D. The given four statements C and D are not right. Annual rings are clearly distinct is given. Pelogen cuts pellum on the inner side and pelodum towards outside is given. C and statement C and D are wrongly given. Because of the vascular cambium is completely secondary in origin in dicot root because of no intravascular cambium present. Vascular cambium develops from the tissue located just below the phloem bundle and a portion of pericycle tissue. In roots, the annual rings are not absorbed or not cleared because inside the soil. The temperature usually remains same through the year. Pelogen cuts pellum on the outside and pelodum towards inside. Hence, C and D statements are incorrect. Question number 19. Which of the following is not a prokaryote? Prokaryotic cells are single-celled microorganisms. These organisms are known to be evolved earlier than anyone on Earth. Prokaryote organisms include bacteria and archaebacteria. The photosynthetic prokaryotes perform photosynthesis that includes cyanobacteria. Except Saccharomyces, remaining all are prokaryotes. The answer for this question is option D. Saccharomyces. Yeast. Question number 20. Which among the following does not occur in response to the release of angiotensin 2? The decreased reabsorption of sodium from renal tubule does not occur in response to release of angiotensin 2. So the answer is option D. As the blood pressure decreases, juxtaglomerular apparatus cells release renin enzyme to activate renin angiotensinogen aldosterone system. Renin converts angiotensinogen into the active form angiotensin 1, which is further converted into angiotensin 2 by the enzyme angiotensin converting enzyme. The angiotensin 2 hormone aids in the reabsorption of sodium in the sodium hydrogen exchange that takes place in the proximal convoluted tubule. So the answer is option D. Question number 21. The age-related disease of skeletal system osteoporosis may occur due to the age-related disease of skeletal system osteoporosis may occur due to decreased level of estrogen. Osteoporosis is bone disorder that causes bones to become weak and brittle. Sometimes fall or even mild stress such as bending over can cause a fracture. Osteoporosis most commonly causes fractures in hip, wrist, or spine. So the answer is option C. Question number 22. The roots are modified to perform a physiological function in Teniopillum lobatum. Yellow ribbon root is leafless epiphytic or lithophytic orchid that is leafless with a very short stem and flat, green and photosynthetic roots. Rhizopora is an example of respiratory root or aeropause found in mangroves. The horizontal roots develop upright aerial roots for breathing. On these, they bear small pores called lenticels near their tips for gaseous exchange. Rafflesia shows extreme parasitism as the plant does not have stem, leaves, or roots. These plants act as endoparasites and lives inside the veins of another plant with the body consisting of filaments that spread through the vein to obtain food from the host. So the answer for this question is option D. The roots are modified to perform as physiological function in Teniopillum, Rhizopora, Rafflesia, all of the above. Question number 23. Patella is an example of which of the following? Sesamoid bones, these bones are formed as a result of the ossification of tendons at the joints. An example of such a bone is the patella, which is the largest sesamoid bone and pisiform, that means wrist bone of man. So the answer is option D, sesamoid bone. Question number 24. List of cranial nerves are given below. Choose the nerves that are part of the parasympathetic division of ANS. The parasympathetic nerve system is a division of autonomic nervous system. It is named so because its neurons are situated on either side of the thoracolumbar region of the spinal cord. That means para means beside. The PNS includes mainly the cranial and the spinal nerves. It includes 1, 3, 5, 6. Answer is option D. Try to remember oculomotor, facial, glossopharyngeal, and vagus nerves are the part of parasympathetic division of ANS. Question number 25. Polytrichum as which of the following? Polytrichum is a common moss belonging to class Bryopsida. This plant is Bryophyta, so possesses the following salient features. The main plant body is gametophyte. There is no conducting tissue. The gametes are formed in the antheridia and archegonia. The sporophyte is partially parasitic on the gametophyte. Spores are formed due to meiosis of the spore mother cell. Heart-shaped prothallus. So the answer for this question is option B. Polytrichum as foot, seta and capsule. Question number 26. From the following, which plant hormone is primarily responsible for seed dormancy? Abscisic acid. Abscisic acid is also known as stress hormone. This is a growth inhibitor that the plant synthesizes in normal conditions. Question number 27. The sex pili in bacteria differ from Pembriae in. Bacteria are ubiquitous prokaryotes. They occur anywhere and everywhere in water, in air, in soil, in all living organisms except the pits of volcanoes, deep strata of rocks, tops of high mountains, and blood of healthy animals, being longer and in less numbers. Sex pili in bacteria differ from Pimbriae, being larger and in less number. So the answer is option D. Question number 28. The rate of photosynthesis is dash than that of respiration during the daytime. The rate of photosynthesis is higher than that of respiration during the daytime. The answer is option A, higher. In plants containing chlorophyll, both photosynthesis and respiration occurs. In bright light, photosynthesis is the dominant process. That means plants produce more food than they use during respiration. At night or negligible light, photosynthesis almost completely ceases and respiration is the dominant process. Question number 29. From the following statements, identify the one that is correct. From the given statements, both A and B are correctly given. Desert lizards, absence of physiological ability that mammals have to deal with the high temperatures of their habitat. Kangaroo rat, fat is capable of meeting all of its water requirements by concentrating its urine so that only a minimal volume of water is used to remove excretory products. Desert lizard manage their body temperature by behavioral means. So the answer for this question is option C. Both A and B are correct. Question number 30. The element present in middle lamella is calcium. It is absorbed by plants in the form of calcium carbonate, etc. It occurs in exchangeable form. Question number 31. From the following, which is the correct chemical formula of oxyhemoglobin? The erythrocytes contain a red colored respiratory pigment called hemoglobin. It is an oligomeric globin which consists of four polypeptide chains joined to each other through non-covalent bonds. It contains a prosthetic group called as heme group. Oxyhemoglobin, that is oxygen molecule combined with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. Approximately 97% of oxygen carried by hemoglobin, only 3% of oxygen transported in plasma in dissolved state. The answer for this question is option A. That is the correct chemical formula of oxyhemoglobin. Question number 32. Which of the following is right with respect to metabolic reactions? All the metabolic pathways in living organisms refer to a sequence of enzyme catalyzed reactions which convert the substance into final product. So the answer for this question is option D. Given all the statements respect to the metabolic reactions. Question number 33. The metaphase 2 of meiosis is just like metaphase of mitosis except that the purpose of dividing the cells two times during meiosis is to produce haploid cells. Metaphase 2 of meiosis and metaphase of mitosis are similar to each other except in the number of chromosomes. So the answer for this question is option A. There are half as many chromosomes. Question number 34. In constipation, the metabolic waste are retained within the colon because the bowel movement occur irregularly. Constipation is a disorder in which there is a retention of metabolic waste in the colon. Question number 35. Aristotle lantern is found in the member of phylum Echinodermata are spiny-bodied sea creatures which possesses an endoskeleton composed of calcareous ossicles. embedded in the skin. Echinoderms are exclusively marine, bottom dwelling, and free living animals. So the answer for this question is option C. Sea urchin. Question number 36. In no impulse condition, the repolarization occurs with the repolarization of nerve is the process in which negative resting membrane potential of neuron is regained. So the answer is option A. No impulse conduction. The repolarization occurs due to efflux of potassium ions. Question number 37. Hormone mainly secreted by corpus luteum. The hormone mainly secreted by corpus luteum is progesterone. Progesterone is a steroid hormone secreted by yellow endocrine gland corpus luteum, formed from empty Graafian follicle during the pregnancy. Question number 38. The right relationship between the value of respiratory quotient is. Respiratory quotient is the ratio of volume of carbon dioxide released to the volume of oxygen taken in respiration. The answer for this question is option D. The relationship between the value of respiratory quotient is correctly given, the option D. Question number 39. From the following statement, each with one or two blanks. The first statement, each pectoral girdle consists of clavicle and scapula. Each pectoral girdle consists of clavicle, scapula. Then C is tetany is a condition of rapid spasm. So the answer for this question is option B. A is filling with clavicle, B is filling with scapula, C is filling with tetany. Question number 40. In the F2 generation of Mendelian dihybrid class, the number of phenotypes and genotypes are. In the F class, the number of phenotypes 4 and genotypes 9. So the answer for this question is option D. Question number 41. Hominid fossils discovered in Java in 1891 revealed a stage in human evolution which was known as Homo erectus. Eugene Dubois in 1891 discovered a fossil in central Java island of Indonesia from Pleistocene rocks. Eugene Dubois named it Pithecanthropus erectus. Pithecanthropus means ape, man. Mayer in 1950 assigned it as Homo erectus. So the answer is option C. Question number 42. An international initiative taken in 1997 to mitigate climatic changes and to reduce greenhouse emission in called Kyoto Protocol. So the correctly matching option is option B. International initiative taken in 1997 to mitigate climatic changes and to reduce greenhouse emission is called Kyoto Protocol. Question number 43. Sarcoma is related to the cancer of which of the following? Sarcoma is related to the cancer of connective and muscular tissue, lymphoid tissue, bones. So the answer for this question is option D, all of these. Question number 44. The monocotyledonous non-endospermic seed is seen in. The monocotyledonous non-endospermic seeds seen in orchid. The endosperm is the nutritive tissue in the seed and it provides nourishment to the developing embryo. In some seeds, the entire endosperm is utilized by developing embryo. Question number 45. Which is the maternal growth hormone of pregnancy? Human placental lactogen is the maternal growth hormone of pregnancy. Interdigitation of the chorionic villi and uterine tissue with each other leads to the formation of the structural and functional unit called the placenta between developing embryo and maternal body. Other than providing nutrition to the embryo, the placenta also acts as an endocrine tissue and produces several hormones like human chorionic gonadotropin, human placental lactogen, estrogens, progestogen, etc. Question number 46. Two kingdom classification was proposed by Two kingdom system of classification proposed by Linnaeus. Linnaeus gave the first proper classification of organism into two kingdoms such as Plantae and Animalia. Copeland proposed four kingdom system of classification. Aristotle classified plants and animals based on few observable morphological or superficial characters. Whitaker proposed five kingdom system of classification. Question number 47. The floral buds store food and help in vegetative propagation in which of the following? Answer for this question is agave. A bud is condensed immature shoot that has a growing point surrounded by closely placed immature leaves. Buds can be terminal or lateral. The axillary bud is a type of lateral bud that develops in the axil of leaves arising at each node. The agave plant has thick green leaves that arise sharp edged. A central flower stalk of 6 to 12 meters emerges from the plant and produces hundreds of buds approximately 5 to 10 centimeter long known as floral buds. Question number 48. The main difference between carbon and phosphorus cycle is that in the later there is no respiratory release of phosphorus into atmosphere. So that is the answer for this question. Biogeochemical cycle is of two types, gaseous cycle and sedimentary cycle. In gaseous cycle, exchange of nutrients occurs in gaseous or vapor form. In this cycle, biogeochemical is non-mineral and the reservoir pool is atmosphere or hydrosphere. Example, nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen cycle. Sedimentary cycle. In this cycle, biogeochemical cycle is mineral reservoir pool is earth crust or lithosphere. Example, sulfur phosphorus cycle. Question number 49. Ootheca in female cockroach is secreted by which of the following? A pair of large ovaries is situated on the lateral side of the body. Collateral gland is branched paired gland. It secretes a type of scleroprotein which forms the ootheca. So the answer is option C, collateral gland. Question number 50. Ferns are characterized by Pteridophyta, a diverse group of plants, have evolved more than Bryophyta in the following aspects: development of free living sporophytic generation, development of vascular tissues, acquiring total terrestrial habitat. In some species like Selaginella, development of two types of spores, reducing the gametophytic phase into a smaller independent prothallus, rhizomatous stem, young leaves with succinate taxis and presence of ramenta. So the answer for this question is option C. Ferns are characterized by succinate taxis and the presence of ramenta. Question number 51. Human Genome Project was completed in which year? A Human Genome Project was completed in the year of 2003. The human genome was started in 1990 jointly by the US Department of Energy and National Institute of Health. Question number 52. The perception of stimulus of vernalization or cold treatment is received by. Vernalization is the induction of flowering process in plants by exposure to the cold of winter for long time or by an artificial treatment. After this process, plants obtain the ability to flower, but they require additional seasonal cycles or weeks of growth before they will actually flower. So the answer is option B. Perception of stimulus of vernalization or cold treatment is received by shoot apex. Question number 53. From the following statements, state true and false. So there are four statements are given. The statement A. In male grasshopper, 50% of the sperm has no autosomes. That statement is false. Sperm of grasshopper has no sex chromosome. In 50% of its sperm has the condition in male is X0 type. So statement A is false. Statement B. Usually female birds produce two types of gametes based on sex chromosomes. So that statement is correct. C. Failure of segregation of chromatids during cell division results in the gain or loss of chromosome. Statement C also true. D. Henking could trace a specific nuclear structure all through the oogenesis of few insects. So that is false. The foundation of a chromosomal basis of sex determination was laid down by Henking in the year of 1891. He traced a specific nuclear all through spermatogenesis in few insects. Henking also observed that only 50% of sperm received this structure. So, the D is wrongly given. The answer for this question is option B. A is false, B is true, C is true, D is false. Question number 54. This is a column 1 with column 2. Here there are in column 1 ladybird beetles feeding on insects, that is matching with predation. Ladybird beetles feeding on insect, that is called as predation. See in the column 1b, barnacles growing on back of a whale, it is matching with from the column 2 fourth one is an example for commensalism. In the column 1 C, wasp pollinating the fig inflorescence, it is matching with 1 mutualism. D, lice living on the skin of humans, it is matching with D. Fifth one, parasitism. So the correctly matching option is option A. In predation, only the predator benefits and the interaction is detrimental to prey. Commensalism, interaction in which the commensals benefits and the host is neither harmed nor benefited. Mutualism confers benefits on both. Parasitism, only the parasite benefits and the interaction is detrimental to the host. So the correctly matching option is A. Question number 55. The extinction of the wasp population will also lead to the extinction of pig species. This statement indicates which of the following causes of biodiversity loss. Co-extinction is the phenomena in which if one species is lost, the other dependent species are also facing extinction. So the answer is option B, co-extinction. Question number 56. From the following statements, which of the statements are correctly given? See the statement 1. Agrobacterium tumefaciens causes root knot disease and infect roots of tobacco plant. That is wrongly given. Melidogin incognita, a soil nematode, infects the roots of tobacco plants and causes the root knot disease. So, first statement is wrong. The second statement, enzymes present in the saliva of insects convert the inactive form of Bt toxin into active form. So, that statement also wrongly given. The toxin produced by Bacillus thuringiensis is in inactive form called the protoxin. After the protoxin is ingested by the insect, the inactive toxin gets converted to the active form of toxin due to the alkaline pH of the alimentary canal. So, second statement also wrongly given. See the third statement. Bt corn has been made resistant to corn borer by introducing the Cry1AC gene. So that statement also wrongly given. Plant in which foreign gene have been introduced through genetic engineering technologies that are called as genetically modified crops. So third one also wrongly given. See the fourth one. Foods derived from transgenic crops are called genetically modified foods. That is correct statement. See the fifth statement. The NIF gene for nitrogen fixation in cereal crops such as wheat, jowar, etc. is introduced by cloning Rhizobium meliloti. So that also correct. So from the given five statements, statement 4 and 5 alone correctly given. So the correct option is C. Question number 57. The cohesive force between water molecules. The property of molecules to attract other molecule of the same substance is known as cohesion, whereas the property of molecules to attract the molecule of other substance is known as adhesion. These properties arise due to the strong intermolecular force between molecules and their spatial configuration. So the answer for this question is option B. The cohesive force between water molecules is 30 bars. Question number 58. With respect to biogas, choose the incorrect statement. Its production involves the aerobic digestion of organic waste. That is a wrong statement about the biogas. Biogas is a gaseous mixture of methane, hydrogen disulfide, and carbon dioxide produced by the microbial action with the breakdown of organic matter in the absence of oxygen. So, the incorrect statement about biogas is option B. Question number 59. Statement A. PS2 is located in the oppressed region of grana thylakoid. The statement B. PS2 absorbs light of 680 nanometer in visible spectrum. Choose the right option. Both the statements are correctly given. So the answer for this question is option C. Question number 60. Polyembryony in citrus occur due to the embryos arising from the maternal sporophytic tissue are called as adventive embryos. In polyembryonate species, the adventive embryo arises by the proliferation of the nucellus cells. So the answer is option A. Polyembryony in citrus occurs due to nucellus. Question number 61. The lignin is a component in the secondary cell wall of sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma cells have characteristic deposition of lignin in its secondary cell wall. Question number 62. Which intermediate compound of Krebs cycle is involved in the synthesis of an amino acid? Alpha ketogluteric acid in Krebs cycle act as catabolic process for the breakdown of glucose, proteins and fats. It also act as an anabolic process of various intermediate products in Krebs cycle. The acetyl CoA is a precursor for biosynthesis of carotenoids, terpenes, gibberellins, etc. Succinyl CoA is the precursor for biosynthesis of chlorophyll and cytochrome. Oxaloacetic acid precursor for biosynthesis of alkaloids and pyrimidines. And alpha ketogluteric acid is a precursor for amino acid in Krebs cycle. The catabolic and an anabolic process, it is called as amphibolic process. So the answer for this question is option C, alpha ketogluteric acid. Question number 63. Which cells do not act as the target cells of HIV infections in the human body? The answer is B cell. HIV specifically affect the helper T cells, reducing the number of helper T cells. Due to this, the immune system fails to signal B cells to produce antibodies and cytotoxic T cells to kill infected cells. Thus, the immune system can no longer respond and becomes immune deficiency to many opportunistic infections. So the answer is option B. Question number 64. Groundnut, bean and alfalfa are members of the family Leguminaceae. The legume or the pea family, it is always called as Fabaceae family, is the third largest family of the following plants, about 670 genera and nearly 20,000 species of trees, shrubs, vines and herbs. Question number 65. Bursa of fabricus is an important organ of birds. This organ is associated with the bursa of fabricus is an important organ of birds. This organ is associated with the generation of bee cells. The bursa of fabricus is a primary lymphoid organ of birds which is involved in the proliferation and differentiation of bee lymphoid progenitors. Question number 66. The process by which water soluble inorganic nutrients go down into the soil origin and get precipitated as unavailable salt is called as leaching. Fragmentation is the process breaking of detritus into small pieces by detritivores. Leaching releases the nutrients in the water and allows seeping into the soil, which is used by catabolic bacteria to break down the complex molecules into simpler molecules through the process catabolism. Question number 67. Which of the following is the result of viral infection in plants? Tobacco mosaic and turnip mosaic. Both are the following result of viral infection in plants. Tobacco mosaic virus caused tobacco mosaic disease in tobacco plants. And the second one is turnip mosaic virus causes turnip mosaic chlorotic lysins. Mosaic and mottling are the common symptoms of the disease. Question number 68. A mother with blood group B type as a child with blood group type O. What is the possibility of the genotypes of the mother and father? The correct answer is I power A, I power O, that is a father, and I power B, I power O, mother. The blood group inheritance in human is a perfect example of codominance and multiple alleles, which is governed by three alleles, namely IA, IB, and I. The IA and IB alleles are codominant with respect to each other and dominant over the recessive allele I. So the answer is option C. Question number 69. Which of the following leads to the development of disease cretinism? Hypofunction of thyroid gland. The hypofunction of thyroid gland leads to the development of the disease cretinism. Question number 70. DNA was discovered by nucleic acids are the organic molecules that carry genetic information in all living organisms. Friedrich Mescher, a Swiss biochemist, was first to isolate nucleic acid from the nucleus of first cells in 1869 and called it nuclein. Altman coined the term nucleic acid in the year of 1889 due to the acidic nature of nuclein. So the answer for this question is option A. DNA was discovered by Mescher. Question number 71. The immature male germ cells undergo division to produce sperms by the process of spermatogenesis. Choose the correct one with reference to above. In spermatocytogenesis, the spermatogonia present on the inside wall of the seminiferous tubules multiply by mitotic division and increase in number. Each spermatogonium is diploid containing 46 chromosomes. Basically, there are three types of spermatogonia is found in the humans. Dark spermatogonium, that is a type A, and pale spermatogonium, third type is spermatogonium undergoes changes, that is B type. The secondary spermatocytes undergoes the second meiotic division to produce four equal haploid spermatids. The number of chromosomes in each spermatid is 23. So the answer is option C. Secondary spermatocytes have 23 chromosomes and undergo second meiotic division. Question number 72. Heterocatalysis. Question number 72. Heterocatalysis occurs in Heterocatalysis occur in G1 and G2 phase. The genetic material, that is a double stranded DNA in eukaryotes, can perform two types of catalytic reactions. First one is autocatalytic reaction. One of the reaction product itself is the catalyst for the reaction. In heterocatalytic reaction, the template DNA act and mediate the synthesis of mRNA. So the answer is option B. Question number 73. Which of the following is endangered bird in India? The answer is the great Indian bustard. Some of the general characteristics of class A's: they are genuinely flying vertebrate having feathered bipeds, modified hind limbs are present, which are generally have scales. The respiration is through spongy and inelastic lungs. Salim Mauzuddin Abdul Ali was a Indian ornithologist and naturalist who worked for the conservation of endangered birds like the great Indian bustard by using his influence to gather the support of government for the organization and created Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary at his service. Question number 74. Which of the following is an incorrect statement with respect to use of anabolic steroids and other drugs to enhance their performance? See the statement A. Narcotic, analgesic, anabolic steroids, diuretics, and certain hormones increase muscle strength, promote aggressiveness, and increase athletic performance. So that is the correct statement. See the statement B. The side effect of anabolic steroids in females includes muscularization, mood swings, depression, enlargement of clitoris, and deepening of voice. That also correctly given. See the statement C. The side effects of anabolic steroids in males include again increased aggressiveness, mood swings, reduction in size of testicles, and decreased sperm production. So that also correctly given. See the statement D. In adolescent male and female, delayed closure of growth centers result in X aggregated growth and gigantism. So that statement is incorrectly given. A statement with respect to the use of anabolic steroids and other drugs to enhance their performance, that is the statement D is incorrectly given. Question number 75. Flowers are zygomorphic in Gulmer. The flowers has two types of the symmetry. One is actinomorphic, which is also called as radial symmetry, and another one is bilateral symmetry. It is otherwise called as zygomorphic. The answer is option B. Question number 76. Select the option that correctly matches the structure with location and function. The correctly matching option is option C. See the structure hypothalamus. It is located in forebrain. Function is controls body temperature, urge for eating and drinking. So that is correctly given. So the answer for this question is option C. Question number 77. The duration between the first and second heart sound is the duration between first and second heart sound is 0.3 second. The duration is 0.3 second. Duration each cardiac cycle two prominent sounds are produced such as lub and tub sound. The lub sound is first heart sound which is produced by the closing of AV valves during the ventricular systole. The second heart sound is dub sound produced by the closing of semilunar valves at the beginning of ventricular diastole. 28. Which one of the following hormone has extracellular or membrane bound receptor? The follicle stimulating hormone, one of the hormone has extracellular or membrane bound receptor. Cortisol, testosterone, and progesterone, being steroidal hormones, are fat soluble and can pass through the plasma membrane easily. They do not require to bind with any extracellular receptors. Question number 79. The true statement about ribosome is 16S ribosomal RNA is absent in 80S ribosome. Eukaryotic cells have 80S ribosome. It consists of two subunits, 60S and 40S. The largest subunit consists of 28S, 5S, 8S ribosomal RNA, while the smaller contains 18S ribosomal RNA. So the answer for this question is option C. That is a true statement about ribosome. Question number 80. Undeveloped layer is present in between the ectoderm and endoderm in diploplastic animal is mesoglia. Diploplastic animals have only two embryonic germ layers such as ectoderm and endoderm. In cnidarians such as jellyfish, coral, and sea anemones are examples. The ectoderm layer generates tissue generally becoming the outside of animals, where the endoderm layer generates tissue that lines the inside of the digestive cavity, in contrast to many other animals. So the answer for this question is option A. Question number 81. What are the monomer units in starch? The monomer unit in starch is alpha D glucose. Starch is the most important polysaccharides in plants. Starch is a storage polysaccharide with a repeating unit of D-glucose, hence called homopolysaccharide. Question number 82. The natural selection that act against change in the form of and keeps the population constant through the time is stabilizing. Stabilizing selection occurs when the natural selection favors the intermediate states of continuous variation over time. The intermediate conditions become more common and each extreme variation will become less common or lost. A population genetic variance shifts towards a new phenotype when exposed to environmental changes in directional selection. So the answer is option D, stabilizing. Question number 83. The relationship among different types of soil water can be summed up by the following equation. The water is required by the plants for their metabolic activities. It is absorbed by the roots of plants utilizing root as. The total amount of water present in the soil is called as holod, but not all the water content can be absorbed by the plants. The absorbable amount of water defined as crescent. It is the water present in the capillary space between the soil particles. So the answer for this question is option B, crescent, holod, Hecard. Question number 84. According to Bentham and Hooker's system, the family Solanaceae be placed under the order Polymoniales. Solanaceae is placed under the order Polymoniales according to the Bentham and Hooker classification based on the floral or sexual characters. Question number 85. The arise from the pre-existing nuclei was first of all suggested by Strasburger. The nuclei arise from the pre-existing nuclei was first suggested by Strasburger. The major contribution of Edall Strasburger related to the characterization of mitosis and cytokinesis. Question number 86. Petiole of Australian acacia helps in photosynthesis. The petiole is the cylindrical stalk that joins the leaf base with the lamina. In certain plants like Australian acacia, the leaves are small and are short-lived. In these plants, petioles modify to form a flat green-colored leaf-like structure which carry out the process photosynthesis. Question number 87. Infraciliary system is located in ectoplasm of ciliates. The infraciliary system is responsible for the coordinated movement of cilia. So the answer is option A, ectoplasm of ciliates. Question number 88. Genetically engineered insulin was prepared by an American company, Eli Lilly. Two scientists, Stanley Cohen and Herbert Boyer, invented the technique of DNA cloning. Their discovery led to the development of a recombinant protein with therapeutic applications such as growth hormones and insulin gene encoding for human insulin were cloned and expressed in E. coli. Eli Lilly is an American company first prepared DNA sequence corresponding A and B chains of human insulin. So the answer is option B. Question number 89. An aldehyde of vitamin A is retinol. Retinol is an intermediate formed in vitamin A visual cycle. Opsin is a transmembrane protein which binds to retinol. So the retinol is derivative of vitamin A. Question number 90. This is the last question. Which is incorrect for DNA? The charge of DNA is negative. So here the option D is wrongly given. the charge of the DNA is positive is given. So that is a incorrect statement about DNA. Thank you very much for listening our videos. Those who are watching our videos, you are requested to like, subscribe and share to your friends. All the best.